I think now you're seeing it kind of go back to what I say pre-COVID terms.
It's more normalized.
More normalized. And we are seeing some multiple offers, especially on things that are, well-priced, good location, good layout.
Okay.
We're still seeing people who want, the extra space. So like a at-home office, because people aren't going back,
Right.
necessarily, or they're kind of doing this hybrid, so it's shifted, but I think it's still such a healthy market, we're still seeing the prices have come down.
Yeah. Well, and you've nailed it, right? So when it comes to real estate, we know it's about location, right? And it's about, when it comes to Austin real estate, I think that's magnified even more, right? Because we know the areas where people want to be, the zip code, or the areas of town, and the cool factor also.
The cool factor.
Yeah.
I mean, right now and I would be interested to know, your thoughts more on this, but I think more people are really putting their money into real estate. With everything going on with the banking, why not put your money in real estate? I mean, with the way Austin's growing, and we're not getting bigger as far as the city, it's just we're losing the space.
Houston.
Tollway. Exactly. You start to get out to Bastrop, and we are seeing a mass exodus where people are going out to Bastrop, they're going out to Driftwood, I mean, we're seeing all of that, which is so interesting. I mean, I just went out to Dripping Springs and then to Wimberley. What used to take us, 30, 45 minutes to get, out there. Now I feel like it takes you 20 minutes. A quick call to a client or a friend and you're there.
And we're not used to, for our audience, Dripping Springs and Wimberley, these are, the gateway, Dripping Springs is the gateway to the hill country, right? And we have people, air quotes, escaping, the city to go out there because they want to be able to spread their wings. They want more space. But to your point, Austin continues to grow, even in a down economy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how blessed are we to be in the city that we're in and to be surrounded by the people that we work with, you and me, and those that we've been talking about. It's a community feel, especially when you're in the bubble and you're inside the bubble and you're with people that you love working with. So I think that, in regards to, if we could go back for a moment, the people that you work with, because we have a lot of friends that are realtors. We have a lot of friends that are fantastic realtors, maybe some of them that do an amazing amount of production and some that maybe don't. But ultimately, the intimacy that I'm hearing from you is what helps drive you and those that you work with, right? That you mentioned the Tuesday morning meetings, right? I've always known that when y'all have on Tuesdays, I would get calls from your crew. Go, hey, so and so has a listing that is not even going to hit the market yet, and y'all would have your pre-listing Tuesday morning meetings, and that's where y'all would sell a lot of your real estate. Touch on that and the importance of that.
I think Austin is so small, and even though we're growing. And
2.5 million.
I mean,
people
it's
now,
insane to me. And I mean, to think of where it was when I was growing up, I remember Frost Building going up, and everyone was up in an uproar because it was, everyone thought it looked like the Gotham building, and it was going to be the tallest and, all these things. And now look at the landscape. I mean, it's unrecognizable. And so, yes, we're always growing. But I always say Austin is a small town with a big city feel. So you have these great restaurants and things like that. But it is a small town, and it's all about who you're networking with. I'm a member of numerous private broker forums that you really network with. And part of that is, Gottesman. And Gottesman, we just constantly are trying to watch, hey, you had a buyer. I think I have a seller who might be interested. Let me talk to them. Oh, you have this, listing coming up. Oh, I have someone who mentioned, 6 months ago that they may be looking for something like that. We just always are trying to help each other out. And because at the end of the day, our goal is to get property sold for our clients. And so if we can do that and minimize, the benefit of selling something with a Gottesman agent in-house is that it's going to be smooth.
Mm-hmm.
You know that we know what we're talking about.
Yep.
You know what we're doing. We're not going to come in and nickel and dime and pick apart, or, our clients aren't going to get terrified because there's a little something on the inspection report and then they're going to come in. And when I say little something, like an outlet needs changing out,
Right.
which you do see when there is an inexperienced agent.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we are working together, you just know the job's going to get done. And I just recently did something with an agent in office, and it was so smooth, so pleasant. Every conversation is, yep, let me work on it. Okay, let me do that. Okay, hey, here's an update. It's a great experience, not just for the agents, but for our clients.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that so many people, their default is to go to the negative, is to arms up and I got to fight for my clients.
And there's those out there.
There are those bulldogs, and you're just like, oh, geez, And so
they can, if I could, there are some realtors we could go off air and name. We could play tennis. Going, what about this?
Yeah.
That they're toxic,
yeah,
right? And they feel like that their input has to be in such a way that they have to win, at all costs.
Yes,
right.
And sometimes it costs the deal.
Sometimes it does, and what that does, I think it's important for us to, because we don't operate like that.
No.
And we know that my behavior today is going to affect the ability for me to be able to have a relationship with that individual. Again, it might be a year from now, like for you, another realtor that you're like, oh my God, I've got a contract coming in from so-and-so.
Yeah.
This is going to be an awful experience.
Yeah.
And you know that.
Yeah.
But then the opposite is true with what you were just talking about. When you're a pro and you're working with another pro in the world of real estate, I don't know if our clients understand how important those dynamics are.
Well, and I think that you touched on that. So to do a deal with someone who's in our office, I've had clients who've chosen an offer because it was another Gottesman agent, because they knew they have it together. If it's a loan, they have they know that the lenders like you, that we work, they know they're going to get it done. So when you say 21 days, we're closing in 21 days, maybe 20, it's, your word is your word, and that what is on that contract is going to happen, and that we're not going to deviate, and that there's not going to be any, slippy, slimy kind of thing. So we're just not that way. It's just, we're transparent. And so our clients, I just did one, and it went so smoothly, and everyone was happy. And even after the fact, our clients ended up talking and enjoying one another, and and there were some things that had to get done, and repairs, things like that, and it was like, great, I'll handle it. And then the freeze happened. We'll handle it. Let's split. Everyone, it was a positive experience, because sometimes they aren't positive experiences because of the time of life. It's not always we're selling because we want to. Yeah. Sometimes it has to happen, and or buying or moving, whatever the life situation is. And so I just try to bring a positive to it. I'm professional. I want to make sure that people know that, and that if you are getting something with me, it's going to be clean. I'm not going to come in and throw a wrench in it, whereas some of these inexperienced, or not, some are very experienced, but their default is just to be combative. And who does that benefit?
No one.
Because our goal on either side is to get the house sold, and to have and if you're on the buy side, to have your clients get a home that they wanted, and so I think with Gottesman, you just get such a smooth transaction and a knowledgeable one. You know, we know what we're talking about. We know about all the laws. We know about what can and cannot happen. You know, we have the resources, whether that's lenders, plumbers, inspectors, whatever it is, and we work together to do that.
Title partners, where you're
Title
pulling
partners.
title. I mean, your organization is probably the only one that I'm aware of that every single realtor there will look at the title report and actually look at it and see are there mechanics liens.
Oh my gosh, it is shocking to me that people will not read a title commitment. I don't know. I've never looked at that. Or I don't know. I mean, that to me, you are doing your client a disservice.